Hey, Andrea.
Hi, Lindsay.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. Thanks for asking. How was your day today?
It was good. I had a little bit of practicum today. I went in and I guess observed my supervisor in one of the programs that she hosts or does with
Oh, nice.
within the school.
So, what kind of program was that?
It's just they just call it like a games afternoon games
Okay.
group, I guess, games group. So it's just a bunch of board games where kids can come in voluntarily and they can play board games. But it's all about like pure relationships and
Oh, yeah.
because a lot of the times the kids will ask like the teachers or my supervisor to play with them, and they have like a strict policy that you have to be playing with each other. And,
Oh, okay. And how many kids are in that?
well, it depends on the day. Like, it's kind of just like a drop-in. Like, whoever wants to come during lunch hour, they can do that.
Okay.
So, today there was over 20.
Wow.
So.
And is there other teachers in there, or is it just the guidance counselor?
Depending on how many kids are in there. So
okay.
Usually, my supervisor said the last couple times there's only been about 10 kids, but for some reason today there was over. So.
Nice.
Which was, I guess, kind of good because I was there too. So.
Yeah. Well, that's nice.
So yeah, it was interesting just because I needed more practicum hours, and then I kind of wanted to see what my supervisor was like with the kids. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
because I don't.
You don't really see that.
I don't know. I don't see my supervisor very often, except for kind of like debriefings. So I don't actually see her in her role as a counselor. So. So that's kind of why I wanted to go. But
nice. Well, it sounds like your practicum's working out since the beginning.
Right.
The very first time.
It has, for sure, it has been, and I think it's more what I wanted, and I have more freedom to do what I want to do, opposed to, I think, where the other one, it would have been like, this is what it is.
Yeah. There's
no flexibility in that. That's what, so.
Well, that's good. It sounds like you're enjoying it then.
Yeah, no, for sure. And the school that I'm in, it's super interesting because my supervisor was saying that it's the school with the highest amount of culture background, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So there's like, or opposed to, one school might be predominantly Asian, or one school might be predominantly Caucasian, or what have you. It's one and only school that has like
I think I knew that about Quadra, actually. That is very diverse and like culturally different.
Yeah. So. So it's been good. And I went to a team. They call them team group meetings where, each week they bring. If a teacher has a concern about a specific student, they kind of write out a report about this child and what they're displaying. Mm-hmm. And then they bring it to this team meeting every Thursday to discuss the child. And so my supervisor is there, the principal is there, the 2 speech pathologists are there.
Okay.
And I think there's an EA there, and then as well as a teacher. So then they all discuss the action plan, resources, all on that. So last Thursday I went to one, and it was super interesting because they had 5 different kids, and the range of concerns, issues was fascinating. One of the girls is struggling with gender identity, and they were struggling with what to do because she's female, but she thinks that she's a boy. She goes to the boys' bathroom. So they were trying to strategize on, we want to support her, but also we have to worry about all the other kids and following protocol and things like that. So that was super interesting. And then there was a couple other cases about culture and their families, and they're just immigrating here and things like that. So, and then a couple other kids about being tested for like learning disabilities and things like that. So super interesting.
That's really good.
So yeah, and I said to my supervisor, that is like one of the sole reasons why I want to be in a school, is because it's that dynamic and the different.
It's not working with one population. Of
yeah,
kids.
yeah. So
yeah.
Great. Yeah.
Sounds like that's going really well then.
Yeah, no, it's interesting, and I feel supported by my supervisor, and
oh, good.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah.
I guess now would be a good time to kind of like summarize and stuff, because your practicum related to like school,
right.
and I know that we've talked about school a lot, so I'm just wondering like how's school going for you?
It's going okay, I guess. My main concerns right now are the work behind my practicum. So like the school component behind my practicum.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm like most worried about right now, because everything is due this Friday for that class, and I'm just feeling like, oh my god.
Feeling a bit overwhelmed, maybe?
Yeah. But my other classes are like okay. I'm happy with my mental health class, and everything's done in that class. I'm happy with the outcome in that class.
Oh, that's good.
And my other theory class, my 3-3, I'm happy with that. So it's just the final 2 classes. So and I'm like, oh my goodness. But these are the classes that I've kind of put off to the side.
Yeah. Your practicum classes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Have you thought about how you're going to manage this week at all?
I have,
done? Yeah.
I have, and this week is just about it's going to be just about practicum and work.
Yeah.
And any kind of free time that I have, it's going to be dedicated to that.
Yeah.
So outside of class, me actually being in practicum hours, and then I have I just have volleyball tomorrow night. So outside of that, it's going to be
practicum. Yeah. Just doing the schoolwork.
Mm-hmm.
And you feel like do you feel just maybe like overwhelmed because
I've procrastinated and I left it to the side, so to speak, because I think with that class I was like allowed to kind of do that. Not allowed, but
it's easier to fall back.
It's not an issue to not submit things, because you kind of work at your own pace, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I understand that for sure.
So but I always get it done.
Well, that's good.
I've always managed to and this is the thing that I like struggled with. I've done this my entire life. I've procrastinated on things. Or school. I always procrastinate on school.
But it seems like you always get things done.
I do.
So maybe that just is like what lights the fire under your pants is procrastinating, and then bam.
I know. It just and every time I get an assignment, no, this is gonna be different. I'm gonna plan and research or what have you and have it done, and then I never do. And I think maybe, like you said, maybe it's just I need the time crunch to like motivate me and get it done.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is. But I always manage to get it done.
Yeah. Lots of people are kind of like that, though. I think
so too.
I don't think that you're alone in that, especially as students.
I know, but I just hate being that way. You know what I mean?
No, I know.
I just hate like constantly procrastinating.
Yeah.
So.
Do you procrastinate in any other areas of your life? That may sound like an interrogating question.
Well, what do you mean? What do you mean?
I don't know. Like, do you procrastinate with? I guess school would be the main one. I don't know what I mean by that. I take that question
It's
back.
hard. Well, it's hard for me to. I don't. Because I'm not really working right now, right? So I was trying to like relate that back to working or whatever. If I procrastinate with work, but I've never really done that.
No.
I guess when I'm feeling overwhelmed, that's when I procrastinate the most.
Oh yeah.
So instead of me like attacking it and addressing it and getting it done, I just like push things off to the side and be like, oh,
Yeah.
Which is the exact opposite of what you should be, or what I should be doing.
I think that also is what a lot of people do. And then it becomes a mountain. It's a mountain out of a molehill, right?
Well, and that's how I feel right now, that it's a mountain.
Yeah. Well, what's some strategies that will get you through this week?
Well, I think I've sat there and thought about, okay, my time and when, like, blocking out time and when I'm going to do it. But I think for me to actually go and write it down, like, okay, from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m.
Like, kind of create a schedule.
Yeah. I'm going to work on this assignment. Yeah. At a coffee shop. Yeah. You know what I mean?
That will help?
I do.
Yeah. Well, because that is a great suggestion.
Well, yeah, because I don't do that, and I've told you this before, like, I thrive in routine, so I feel like if I, like, write down a routine and, like, a schedule, then... Yeah. And then be like, yeah, I can get it done. Yep. Yeah. That sounds like a good plan. Yeah. I'm just not in this right now. That's okay. It's okay. Okay, we're good. Yeah. All right. No, I know. I'm mostly talking about school. I know. So last time we met, you kind of expressed some struggles that you were having around guys and having like a little bit of internal battle with yourself about things. And we kind of came up with some strategies about goals to make yourself feel better or kind of put some positivity into your life. I'm just wondering how that's going with things. Not great. No? No. Oh. Not at all. No. Well, what did we talk, like... We talked about how Christmas was coming, and it kind of made you, like, a little bit anxious, and then about guys and how you felt like you were making the wrong decision all the time, struggled internally, feelings of, like, being disposable or unworthy. We didn't talk about anything specific, like, not a specific person or not, but how you allow these losers, which is your term, into your life and keeping them in your life instead of maybe... Yeah. Well, no, it has been going great. No? No, because... I don't know, I don't know if we talked last time about Darcy at all. I don't think we did. I don't think we did. That name didn't come up. No, so Darcy is a guy who's been in, I guess, my life for almost a year, but we've never dated or anything like that. And then just within the last, I guess, month and a half, I guess things have gotten more serious, or were serious. And this entire time, I thought that he was 33, single guy, like, had this drilling job, so, wasn't home very often, and then all of a sudden, I don't know, I guess like 3 weeks ago, he was like, oh, by the way, I'm actually 38, and I actually have a child who's 14. Wow. So, when he first told me, he actually put that in a text message, and I was like, I was annoyed that he did. I can understand why he did that, but also I was the type of person that I am. I want to sit down and have a conversation, like, face-to-face with someone, or, like, on the phone when things are, like, that serious of nature. Yeah. So obviously I was, like, really hurt and mad and pissed, and because he lied to me, and that's just another guy lying to me. Yeah. Made you feel mad and pissed. Well, I was upset and hurt, right? Like, and then I was just like, but it was a weird feeling because it was just like, oh, this was kind of to be expected because every other guy lies to me, so. So you kind of feel like you were expecting it. Well,
it was,
yeah, that there, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it was, I don't know.
Yeah.
Something was off.
Yeah. That's hurtful.
You knew.
Who knew?
So that happened, and then right when that happened, I was like, I'm done. I can't talk to you like that.
Yeah.
I'm hurt, lied to me, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And the fact that he put it in a text message, and his whole reasoning was, well, he did that so I would have time to, like, process it and think about it, and not just him telling me and me be like, what the fuck, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Which I wouldn't have been anyways.
Yeah.
If he had told me on
Yeah.
the phone, I would have been like,
Would your reaction have been the same on the phone as when you received the text message?
Probably not, no.
No.
Because I would have sat there and, like, talked it through with him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Wanted to have that moment of having that conversation, like, with him, like, in the same vicinity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think, for me, that's about being a human being. Like,
yeah.
When you come to, like, a confrontation like that or what have you, like, those conversations are meant to be in person.
Yeah.
You need to have that human contact, which I think society in general, like,
oh, I know,
with email and
all that,
and texting and
emotion is taken out of everything now that there's
exactly
text messages and Facebook and email and
exactly
every sort of thing.
So that's how I was kind of feeling, like, oh well, he doesn't even really care to, like, call and tell me or whatever, tell it to my face or whatever. So that happened, and I didn't talk to him for, I don't know, a week, 2 weeks in between.
Yeah.
And then he had texted me, or no, I had texted him because I was feeling like, okay, I want to talk to him about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I ended up going and seeing him, and then it was fine, and we talked about it, and I was okay with it, and then we were like, we both agreed to kind of move forward. Yeah. And everything was fine, and I have a great time when I'm with him. Mm-hmm. But it just seems like when we're apart, it's toxic, and the only way for him to communicate with me is through text message. So I'm just trying to think of the timeline here. So I guess this, and then, so everything was fine, and then this past weekend, I made some bad choices. Mm-hmm. Saturday night, and he had dropped me off, and he said, if you need me to come and pick you up, I will. So I was like, okay, whatever. And then made some bad choices. And then I called him in a panic, telling him that he needed to get here immediately. And then 10 minutes later, I call him back, and I was like, no, you don't need to come anymore. So I think he was just kind of annoyed at that, which I would be too. Yeah. And then, I don't know, maybe an hour or two later, and it wasn't even that late, it was like 11:30, I texted him and I was like, can you come and get me? And he was just like, I never want to talk to you again.
Just right away off the hop.
Yeah. Like, this is done. You're like, our age difference is too much. You're in party mode. I'm not.
I hate it when guys say that.
Blah, blah, blah. All that stuff. Yeah. So he made me feel even more bad about that night. And when I told him to come and get me, I was like completely sober. Like, I was
like this, like later on, like at 11:30.
Yeah. I had texted when I told him to come and get me. I was like, I'm on Lindsay's couch. Like, we're all in bed. Like, it's not even that late. I'm completely sober right now. I don't see, like, what the big deal is. And he offered to come and get me.
So in the first place,
So then he was just like, nope, I don't want to talk to you ever again. This, that, whatever. So then that made me even more mad. So then I just kept, like, pushing and pushing. Like, come get me. I'm not drunk. I'm not high. Come get me. Come get me. Come get me.
Yeah.
So I just made him even more mad. And then, that's that.
And you haven't talked to him since then?
Well, he texted me yesterday because I just have clothes and stuff at his house, and he's like, well, when are you coming to get it? And I was like, well, I don't know, because part of it, like, I want to go and talk to him face to face and be like, okay, this sucks, I'm sorry, whatever, bye.
Yeah.
I don't want to just end things through a text message. I think that's very cowardly of him.
Yeah.
Especially him being almost 40 years old.
Yes. That doesn't seem very mature of him.
No.
And it seems, I don't know Darcy at all, but it doesn't seem like he really gave you a fair chance about things.
No, I know. It just, I don't know. Because he just thinks that I'm this big partier now. That's what it is.
So that's what he references. You went out on Saturday night and now you're a big partier.
Well, he knows about, like, me doing Tony Baloney and...
Yeah.
He knows about that, so... And he knows that this has just been, like, a recent thing.
I'm having a hard time being professional right now. And keeping my personal opinions and biases to myself.
So he knows about that, so he just thinks that I'm in a weird place in my life right now, which I'm kind of thinking that I am in a weird place in my life right now, too.
But in a weird place and a half? Like, what sense?
Well, because I've never... I guess, alright, we'll just talk about it. Me doing drugs. I've never done drugs before in my entire life.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, within the last, I guess, 3 months, it's like...
Yeah.
I've been going pretty hard at it. It's like every other weekend.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, it has been.
Yeah, I guess.
So, you know what I mean? So I sit there and think about, well then, why... It's not, I just feel like it's not me. This isn't me. I've never been... Yeah, and then it makes my mind go crazy. Because then it's like, well... Yeah, there hasn't been me because I've always been with James, and James has always kept me on a short leash. Mm-hmm. So I never, part of the reason why...
You never had those experiences.
And part of it is because of James, and also part of it too, like I wasn't, even in like, I was never much of a partier, and do I blame that on James? I don't know.
Yeah.
Part of it I can, but other parts it's
I don't think it's blaming anybody, though. I don't think it's putting a blame on somebody for why you weren't a certain way. You kind of, because you were in a serious relationship for a long time early on in your life, that's what you experience when people usually experience that in their later 20s or early 30s. You've already experienced that. On the same note, you didn't maybe share those experiences that people who are in their early 20s experience in the sense of partying and doing drugs and whatever. It's you flipped. And it's the same thing with guys, is that you didn't experience dating multiple guys early on, and so now you're doing that after you've ended your relationship with James. So it seems like it's all confusing and it's all, whatever.
Yeah.
Which is... Dating people is a confusing time anyways, like, no matter how old you are. But in the 20s, you're usually, like, dating a bunch of people, or you date for a month and then it's over and done with. And that's kind of what your pattern's been like to now.
Yeah.
Since James. You had your experiences with James, which are not going to be the experiences you're going to have in life without James,
mm-hmm.
right? Like, they're going to be different.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes not sometimes, that's not the right word, but since we've been talking, I've just, shit, now I've lost my point. I think that you are trying to really get what you had with James back now. And not James in itself, but that feeling of stability of being with somebody.
Yeah, that's true.
And when things don't go how you want them to go, then it's like this kind of pattern of behavior starts again.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
Is what I've noticed with you talking.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just wondering, how can we shift that pattern? How can we change that pattern? How can we break those, habits?
I know.
I guess you could say.
I don't even know. That's the thing, though. Like,
no.
I feel like I've been trying, and then I don't know. Like, I just have this moment of weakness, and then
last time we talked, you were like feeling really good about things. Like, you had stopped talking to Nick and feeling good about like what you were doing and stopping these things ahead of time. And now it seems like you've kind of taken a couple steps back from where you were last week.
Well, yeah, I guess with this whole thing with Darcy.
I mean, it wasn't last week. Maybe it was even like a month ago. Last time we recorded.
I think, too, with Darcy is that I was always the one... I don't know really how to say this. With Darcy, I was always the one... Like, I never gave in to Darcy for so long, and he, like... pursued me.
Yeah.
Off and on, I guess.
And that's a good feeling. It
is like a form of flattery. And now I'm just like feeling down in the dumps because he's just like, I don't ever want to talk to you again.
Yeah.
So it was like, it's ended on his terms. Like, he's been the one to.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, I get that for sure.
And then he's just said some like hurtful things. Like, I've just never dated or been with a guy who's had a backbone and things like that. So I just, I don't know. But it's just the fact that like he thinks that I'm a partier, and so I'm just really confused with myself.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
And I'm not really upset about the whole Darcy thing. I'm not. I'm upset that he thinks that I'm a partier, and then it makes me think, why have been going down this, like, walking a fine line of making bad decisions, and I feel like my schooling and why I'm here has kind of suffered, like, because of that, so...
Yeah. So do you have, like, negative kind of views on... I don't know how to say this. Are you feeling bad about yourself because he's calling you a partier because you don't want to be associated with that? Or, like, how come that is causing so much conflict within yourself right now?
Because I feel like he's like seeing it how it is. I feel like I am walking a fine line.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, you're partying too much.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's being, like, calling me out on it kind of thing. Does that make sense?
No, that makes sense, for sure. And do you think that, like, that's something that needs to change? That's something that needs to be addressed, or...
The drugs aspect, yes.
Yeah.
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 Because I've never done drugs before, and I never really had this desire to do drugs, and then it's just, I don't know what it is.
Yeah. Drugs are bad. Bad news bears.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like Saturday night, I didn't need to do that. Why did I do that?
Yeah. No, it's true.
You know?
Yeah.
So I just feel bad because Darcy's actually like calling me out on it.
Yeah.
And I've been feeling this way for like a while now that I'm partying a little too much.
Yeah. It's hard when you're in school and like people go out. That's what people do. That's like the social thing to do.
No,
right?
I know.
It's so hard to get away from those kinds of things.
No, I know, and like we don't really have this like rigorous schedule of, you know, we don't have to be up 5 days a week at 7 o'clock in the morning to go to work. We don't, you know what I mean? We don't have that consistent schedule.
Mm-hmm.
So, and like I think I said this to you before. I'm just struggling because I'm turning 26 in a week and I'm partying like I'm like a 19-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
But yet I'm still in school. But I feel like I should be making adult decisions.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's tough. I don't know what to say.
I know, I feel like we kind of went off on a little...
I know. Oh, 31 whole minutes.
That's fine. Another 20 minutes.
Yeah. So you said you're turning 26 in a week.
Yeah.
And you're feeling overwhelmed with, like, you're not making adult decisions in your words, but you're still a student.
Yeah.
And this and that.
Yeah.
It sounds to me like there is a lot of confusion going on.
Yeah, I'm really confused in my life right now.
Yeah.
Because even just with school, I feel like these since I moved to Victoria, I just feel like it's all been a waste.
Yeah. In what sense?
School.
Yeah.
It's been such a waste.
Yeah.
Because I was in Calgary, I could have went many other paths to continue my education and stay in Calgary. I had a fantastic job.
Yeah.
That I could have structured around school, and I just, I just feel like, this program was a joke. I'm like poor as fuck.
Yeah.
No,
I totally know. I totally understand. Sometimes it's like, what was the point of that? But school is so much like a political, like, jump through the hoops to get your paper.
And that's what I'm tired of.
Yeah.
I'm just tired of the politics and the...
For sure.
It's not about learning anymore, and it's about money and...
Mm-hmm. It totally is, yeah.
And giving what the professor wants,
not
necessarily if it's right or wrong kind of thing.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I hate school.
So I'm just really confused.
It sounds like you are. Has there been anything in your life like that has helped you before deal with like kind of feeling confused, or have you ever tried like writing things out and processing it to kind of put it into some more clarity for yourself?
Well, I've written things here and there, but like my my go-to thing where like it's me time, it's honestly volleyball. Like that's what. But as far as like writing things out, I have done it before, but I've never like stuck with it, I guess.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I'm wondering if there's like any sort of exercises that we could do to kind of get you to like feel less confused or less like clogged in your brain, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to kind of just, like, get it out and release all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because volleyball is a great thing, but is volleyball more of a distraction, or does it, like, get things sorted out for you?
Well, no, and that's just it.
Yeah.
It is like a distraction.
Yeah.
Or a way to, like, yeah, I don't know. I guess it is a distraction.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't really, I sweat. That's what I get out myself.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know what to, I hate this.
It's getting warm in here.
Is it? What is, like, an intervention strategy that I could do here? Like, I have no idea.
Well, we'll need to Google that.
Yeah. Like, I don't know how to help you right now.
Well, maybe, give me a piece of paper and, like, let's make a list. Like,
Okay.
you guide me through a list.
Okay.
Or you can write the list down for me. So say, what's your
Okay.
number one priority right now for the next 2 weeks?
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, Andrea. What I want to do right now is to, like, write a list out about, like, the things going on for you.
Okay.
For, like, what for the next 2 weeks is your number one priority?
School.
School.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you need to finish for school?
My assignments for practicum.
Practicum, okay. And your assignments. And that's due by the end of this week, right?
Friday, yes.
Okay.
And then I need to finish my assignments for 370. Or my assignment, and then my remaining tapings.
Okay.
With my client.
Okay, so your tapings and paper for that. And
And
when does that due?
That's due on Tuesday.
Okay.
Next Tuesday.
Okay.
The 10th.
So for your practicum assignments, we already kind of briefly talked about you, like, kind of making a little bit of a schedule. Does that sound like that would be helpful for you?
Yes. And I think when I go home tonight, that's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
Is make just a timeline from tomorrow till Friday of when it's all due, and then just doing it, because then and then schedule in when I'm going to meet my client for 370 and tapings, and then I'll focus 100% on the paper from Saturday to Tuesday.
Yeah, that's perfect. So, what is number 2 on this list? What is the second thing that you would say that's maybe causing you some anxiety or feelings of being overwhelmed?
Money.
And you have a job, a part-time job, yeah?
I do, but honestly, I get 1 shift a month because I don't have seniority, so...
That's tough.
But I need some extra practicum hours, so I contacted my boss, and I'm going to go in on Friday and Saturday. I'm not going to get paid for it, but I'm going in Friday and Saturday night this week. And I think it'll be really good, too, because going back to that whole partying piece.
Yeah.
And you're not going to be here. It's my birthday on Sunday. And, I think it'll just be good anyways, so...
Yeah. That will be really good.
And there's going to be, another worker there, so it's not just going to be me. But yeah. No, I was actually thinking, next semester of trying to find another job, because this is, it's getting ridiculous, actually. And I was thinking about this earlier today, with me and the whole partying thing, and I was thinking about, because I never really partied much last year.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think's maybe changed?
I honestly think because I used to play volleyball Thursday and Friday nights.
Mm.
That's what it is.
Yeah, for sure. Interesting.
So then I think to myself, well, should I, because originally I said no, that I can't play because I thought I was going to be getting more shifts at work on my Friday nights. So I said, no, I can't play, but now they haven't given me any shifts.
Yeah. So maybe you do have to go back to playing volleyball on Thursdays and Fridays.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I know. And that's what has changed. And that's like, not that that's an excuse or anything, but it's how my life has changed, right? So.
Yeah. For sure. So what else can we add to your list?
And I say money is like a huge anxiety for me right now, especially to like approaching Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah.
And buying gifts, and I'm going home and all that nonsense, and like I was just in Vancouver, and I spent all this money, and I'm like, well, I sit there and complain about not having money, but yet I just spent like $100 at Lululemon for myself.
Oh, I know. I think about that too.
Like,
but
did I need that?
We deserve gifts for ourselves as well.
No, I know, but I just, I sit there and I worry about money and things like that, and
yeah.
But then, bam, I'm going and making stupid decisions, so.
Yeah.
So, yeah, money, I would say, is, like, number 2 after school.
And then what about, like, what else is causing you to feel confused, or, because that's what you were saying, that you're feeling really confused about stuff.
Well, about all these, why I can't just, like, say no to guys, and why I can't.
So, guys.
Why I cannot have, like, since I've broken up with James, well, I've only been able to go, like, a month without being 100% single on my own. And then it's, like, something inside me, like, I go, not crazy, but I go cuckoo, and even if it's just, like, I'm texting with a guy, like, it's, you know what I mean?
Yeah. What can we do to feel less confused about that?
Well, it's that whole validation piece of, like, oh, well, a guy is talking to me. This is so fucked up. And I'm disgusted in myself that I even think this. I don't think this way, but this is what it is. So, like, a guy's talking to me, so it's like, oh, it's validating me, right?
It makes you feel like you're worth something to someone. Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
How can we... Is there any way that validation can come from a different place?
Yeah, I don't know. I can't answer that right now. And I don't know how to. And it's so weird because when I was like going before I met James, when I was like 11, 12, 13, in that, I was the most confident kid ever. And then, again, not blaming this on James, but when I met James, it was okay for about a year. And then he just, like, slowly broke me down. And then it's, like, trying to find, like, regain that confidence in myself that, like, I am of worth or whatever.
Yeah.
So.
We're going to find some ways to do that, to increase that. Find validation in something else. So you don't have these losers coming into your life.
Not in boys.
No, not in boys.
And the thing also that makes me mad is that all these guys in my life I've met online. And I don't want to be meeting these people online. Yeah. So that's a whole other part of it too, is like I'm not good enough for like to be in a bar, I guess, or whatever, and a guy hit on me. That's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So fucked up.
But that's also the times now where people don't meet like they used to, right?
No, I know.
Because everybody in that bar is online, and that's just easier to do that than to go up to a girl and be like, I think you're good looking. Or whatever, right? It's totally just like this time. Yes. We need to... Yes, we're going to work on this. I just don't like that all of these guys that come into your life... This is like not being a counselor right now. Who come into your life always make you feel like this in the end.
No, I know.
Every single one of them. Even Darcy, who you're like, I like him, Lindsay, blah, blah, blah. My personal opinions aside, he's still making you feel bad about who you are.
No, I know.
And that's what I don't like, is that Nick made you feel bad about who you are. Darcy makes you feel bad about who you are.
No, I know.
You know what I mean? The only one who never really did that was Matt. Like, Matt was just like, you want to go out and drink? Go out and drink. Like, whatever. Even though he wasn't that person.
No, I know.
But he didn't make you feel bad for wanting to do that.
No, I know.
Or make you feel bad for being like that. Or whatever. I'm not saying that you should be with somebody who's going to be like, yeah, go party, go drink. No.
But I also feel like we weren't partying that much at that point in time when I was with Matt. You know what I mean?
No, I don't think we were.
We're not.
No. But a little bit. I feel that's like right when we first started, like...
No, I know.
And then I was with Liam, and he was babysitting for a while.
No, I know, but I would go and spend weekends with Matt, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that would just reel me in.
Yeah. But it's just like... There's all these guys that have come into your life who seriously just, like, make you feel bad about being who you are. And I don't think that's okay.
No, I know that.
Yeah.
I know that. But this the whole thing with Darcy and me partying, like, I do think that I'm partying too much. I do.
Yeah. Fair enough. And, like...
But I'm just more mad that he just has all these balls, to, so to speak, to say this to me in a text message. But yeah, when it's like, well, no, I actually want to have this conversation through, like, face-to-face. He's like, no. When are you coming and getting your stuff? Blah, 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 blah.
And the age difference is too much for him. Like,
yeah.
Fucking grow up.
No, I know. And that's just the whole thing.
Yeah.
So.
Like.
47?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, Andrea.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to do some, like, work for next week to kind of come up with some stuff for these goals.
Okay.
But, like, what do you think some, like, homework for you could be?
Well, like I said, like, I'm going to go home tonight and really write out a strict schedule of my entire week. Well, my entire 2 weeks, because I'm leaving for home next Friday, the 13th. So, and also there's a whole piece in that as well of, like, getting ready to go home, like, packing and making sure everything's okay in my apartment and leaving my car there, and, like, there's a whole piece to that as well, right?
Yeah.
Like, but I have a little bit of anxiety about, so yeah, I'm going to go home and sit down and literally write out, like, a work schedule for the next 2 weeks of where I'm going to be, how long I'm going to spend time on what, XYZ kind of thing, so.
Well, that would be really good, I think. I think that will kind of, like, bring your anxiety down.
Well,
and
yeah.
bring your stress down.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything else that you want to kind of go over?
No, I don't think so.
No? You're feeling okay?
Yes.
About life?
Yes, I'm feeling okay.
Okay. Sweet. I'll see you next time.
Okay, thank you.